No, no.
On Facebook and YouTube, but maybe I can add.
Can I turn the volume on? Can I? Friends, all across the globe, it is all in the perspective, but life is such an infinite gift to all of us. And it depends on us. What do we make of that life? Look, it could be a life of the billionaire, or it could be a life of the billionaire at heart. Why am I saying that? Life is so infinite is because look around. We have the best gift of eyesight and hearing and the tongue. And we're able to, with the eyesight, we're able to enjoy whether the beautiful sunny day or the beautiful sprinkling of the rainy day. Clouds, the thunderstorms, the rainbow, the mountains, all of that. But it comes because we open ourselves.
Mama, can you shut the door?
That nature gives us. And we bring all of that outside our external environment
Can you shut the door?
Ourselves, whether by introspecting or by simply cherishing and enjoying the moment. Why am I saying that? Is because look around us, and as soon as I look at the sky, the only thought that instantly comes to my mind is, what an infinite sky. Someday we will find a limit to the sky. Chances are we're not going to be that successful, but it doesn't matter. Apply that same to our lives.
Okay.
And it's infinite potential that we have. And someday we will fulfill that.
And then answering questions? Is that what you're saying?
Our own definition. And define and identify what our $1 billion will mean to us. Why am I saying that? As I stand in front of the ocean,
okay.
and the waves hitting, whether the rocks.
So right now we don't have any questions. So
the one thought that comes to my mind, one wave after the other, is literally a replication and a reminder of every interaction becomes a lesson, just like the wave. A wave after wave after wave becomes a lesson after lesson after lesson. And once the wave is gone, yes, it left the beauty on my mind, in myself, in my thought processes, and my introspection. But the saving grace from that wave that went by left such an impression on me to have left the lesson. And those interactions with other humans or the readings of the books turn out to be one lesson after the other. And they leave behind such lasting impressions, such alternating, deep changing habits and characters and destiny as well. Why do I say that? Is because it's one lesson after the other. Infinite sky, infinite life, and the glorious ocean. It's got such treasures that it can offer us. Here is the question we should leave with, and that is, where are we heading now?
So friends, whether you look at the sky or the ocean or your own personal life, when was the last time you asked a question? Where are we heading now? We have conquered so many success stories personally, or we hear about them all the time. And obviously, detours come in our lives, life happens, shift happens, and we get distracted by that. That's where, if we get distracted, we don't complete the hike. We don't see the beauty of the mountain peak that we so chose to see and enjoy on our trip. That's where everyone keeps climbing, managing the expectations. One of the stories that has stayed with me for a long time is I was in a very crowded city. And yes, fortunately, I was in a car driven by a friend, chauffeur, taking me to the hotel that I was going to stay at. Now, because of the traffic and traffic lights, there was a red light that we had to stop at. And from the front seat of my car, I saw a memorable sight that has stayed with me and given me perspective in life. And that is an employee, a worker of this labor force, whatever his background, whatever his powerful story, he was on his bicycle, stopped in front of our car. And it so happened that as he stopped for the red light, his bag dropped from the bicycle carrier onto the road. And when it dropped on the road, it opened his lunchbox. And I saw this, my friends. He actually held on to his bicycle with his left hand, collected the pieces of bread and veggies and whatever else that he could, put that back into his lunchbox, and stood up, picked up the bag, put it back on the bicycle, waited for the light to turn green. Now, most of us may not quite fathom the depth of that situation, but this person had his means of lunch or the only nutrition available to him for that day was in that lunchbox, which he dropped on the road. And yet, the preciousness of that moment was where he picked that lunch up and he was going to ingest that to survive yet another day. Managing expectation can be ranging from picking up your lunch to thriving at the peak of your organization, but know it in your heart at every moment that it's a journey, it's one step, one decision, one interaction of integrity at a time. Thank you for being here.